Imagine this. The bright lights of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert shine down on the stage, reflecting off the polished wooden desk. The energy in the room is electric. The studio audience is alive with anticipation, ready for another entertaining and unpredictable night. Stephen Colbert, known for his sharp wit and quick comebacks, smiles at the camera before turning his attention to his guest, Candace Cameron Bure. She sits across from him, poised and graceful, her warm smile unwavering. The audience applauds, recognizing her from beloved family sitcoms and her role as an outspoken advocate for faith-based values. But tonight, the conversation is about to take a different turn. Colbert leans forward, his eyes locking onto a small gold necklace resting just above Candace's heart. The delicate chain holds a cross pendant, gleaming softly under the studio lights. With a smirk, he gestures toward it. "Candace," he begins, his voice casual but laced with curiosity. "You've been very public about your faith. But don't you think it's time to move on from these old symbols? I mean, it's just a necklace, right? Or does it actually mean something more?" A ripple of reaction moves through the audience. Some chuckle, expecting this to be another one of Colbert's playful jabs. Others sit up straighter, sensing the weight behind the question. Candace's fingers instinctively brush against the pendant. She doesn't speak right away. Instead, she takes a slow breath, her expression unreadable. Before we continue this story, let us know where you're watching from. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to the channel, because tomorrow we have another special story for you. Back on stage, Colbert's question lingers in the air. The audience waits, the tension building. Everyone wants to hear Candace's response. But before we get to that, let's take a moment to understand the woman sitting in the spotlight. Because what she says next will leave everyone speechless. Candace Cameron Bure has spent decades in the public eye. From her days as a child star on Full House to her rise as a respected actress and author, she has learned how to handle difficult questions. But tonight, under the glare of studio lights and the watchful eyes of millions, this moment feels different. The camera zooms in, capturing the poised but thoughtful look on Candace's face. The audience is still, waiting for her answer. Colbert, leaning back slightly, watches her closely, expecting a light-hearted response, maybe even a nervous laugh. But Candace doesn't laugh. She gently touches the pendant resting against her collarbone. "You see, Stephen," she says softly, her voice calm but firm, "this isn't just a necklace. It's not just an accessory. It's a reminder." Colbert raises an eyebrow, intrigued. "A reminder of what?" Candace's gaze remains steady. "A reminder of who I am. A reminder of what I believe in, even when it's unpopular. Even when people challenge it. Like you're doing right now," the audience murmurs. Some nod in approval. Others shift in their seats. Colbert tilts his head. "Come on, Candace," he presses. "You mean to tell me that a little piece of jewelry is holding all that together?" A small smile plays on Candace's lips, but her voice remains unwavering. Not the necklace itself, but what it stands for. Now, I turn to you. Do you think personal symbols still hold value in today's world? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The tension in the studio thickens. Candace hasn't backed down. But before she delivers her final response, let's take a step back. Because to understand this moment, we need to understand her journey. To truly grasp why this moment is so important, we need to look beyond the cameras, beyond the Hollywood lights, and back to where it all started. Candace Cameron Bure wasn't born into wealth or privilege. She was raised in a home where faith wasn't just a set of rules, it was the foundation of daily life. Her parents taught her that belief wasn't about being perfect. It was about holding on to hope, even when things got tough. As she grew up, Hollywood came calling. Fame, success, opportunities, they were all at her fingertips. But with that success came pressure. Pressure to fit in, pressure to conform, pressure to quiet the parts of herself that didn't align with the industry's expectations. There were moments when she questioned whether being outspoken about her faith was worth it. When movie roles slipped away, when headlines criticized her, when standing firm in her beliefs felt like an uphill battle. Yet, through it all, she held onto one thing: her faith. She looks back at Colbert, her fingers tightening around the necklace. "This isn't about fashion," she says. "It's about remembering that no matter how hard things get, I have something bigger than myself to hold on to." The studio is silent. Even Colbert seems to be listening a little more intently now. I ask you now, have you ever had something, a small object, a song, a phrase that reminded you of your strength? Share your thoughts below. The room is silent. The usual energy of the Late Show has shifted into something different, something heavier. Candace Cameron Bure leans forward slightly, her voice steady, her eyes locked onto Colbert's. "Stephen, you asked if I should move on from symbols like this, but my question is, why does it bother you?" A murmur moves through the audience. Colbert wasn't expecting that. He blinks, momentarily thrown off. He opens his mouth as if to respond, but then pauses. Candace doesn't let the silence stretch too long. "I don't wear this to prove anything. I don't expect others to believe what I do. I wear it because it reminds me to choose kindness when the world is harsh, to be strong when life tests me, to hold on to hope even when others don't." The audience is still fully locked into the moment. Colbert, finally breaking his silence, leans back slightly. "So, you're saying it's not just about religion?" Candace smiles, her voice calm. "It's about resilience. It's about faith, yes, but also about standing for what I believe, just like you do in your own way." The tension eases, but the message lingers. Something in the room has changed. Now, let me ask you, have you ever had to stand firm in what you believe? Share your story in the comments. For a moment, there is nothing. No sound, no murmurs, just a charged silence that fills the studio. The audience, the crew, even Stephen Colbert himself, everyone is processing what just happened. Then, somewhere in the back of the room, a single clap breaks the stillness. Another follows, and then another. Within seconds, the entire studio is on its feet. The applause swells, rolling through the room like a wave, not forced, not obligatory, but real. Candace doesn't bask in it. She simply nods, a quiet but knowing smile crossing her lips. She wasn't looking for approval. She wasn't trying to win the room. She was simply standing in her truth. Colbert, always the quick-witted host, exhales and lets out a chuckle. He shakes his head slightly before leaning back in his chair. "Well, Candace," he says, his voice carrying a mix of amusement and genuine admiration, "I think you just answered that better than I ever could." The conversation shifts to another topic. The energy in the studio slowly resets. But something about the moment lingers. It isn't just another segment. It isn't just another viral soundbite. It's more. As the cameras keep rolling, the clip spreads online. Within hours, it floods social media. Some call it a powerful stand for faith. Others criticize her, debating whether personal beliefs should hold space in a public discussion. But one thing is clear, Candace Cameron Bure didn't waver. She stood firm. And now, I ask you, did this story inspire you? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe now so you don't miss tomorrow's powerful story. Thank you for watching. Keep believing, keep engaging, and keep standing firm in your truth.